So we've had protesters out in Bedford today trying to get people, gently persuade them to stop spending money in these Black Friday sales. But their cause is about trying to save the planet.
I think that a better way to approach it might be to open a debate about the impact that technology has, because technology is what drives Black Friday, really, in terms of the marketing, and also Cyber Monday that follows it. The tech today, which has so many benefits, also allows marketers to pitch to our individual taste as never before, in some cases exacerbating our anxieties in the process. So we have the development now of what's called in some quarters shopper anxiety, and part of that is the famous FOMO, the fear of missing out. Another part is confusion about who it is I'm expected to buy for in an age where families and friendships are changing shape all the time. So it's not the technology, it's the way we use it, and I think that's an important debate that isn't being had.
Look, the reality is most of us, not all, of course, clearly, but most of us have what we need. If we buy a pair of shoes, for example, it's not because we need a pair of shoes, we just want another pair. And that's fine. That's consumerism. But who are these climate change protesters to try and dissuade people from spending money? Unless there's a better way of keeping the global economy going.
Yes, well, I think there are some protesters, aren't there, Roberto, that are by nature protesters. That's what they do. And so some, and I don't know how many that would be, are content to protest whatever. If your whole life revolves around one cause, one reductionist way of thinking, which is that the environment is in terrible danger, we're all going to die in 10 years, then of course you're going to paint everything in that light. I think there's a broader range of debates to be had around Black Friday, which might, in the end, dissuade people from buying more than protests do.
Well, I don't tend to buy anything on Black Friday or Cyber Monday or whatever they want to call it. I'm not, because the reality is you're not actually going to get a bargain. You can get the same sort of bargain at any time of the year anyway.
Yeah, there's some evidence, isn't there? It was shown in the newspapers a few years ago. A number of studies showed that what happens in Britain is that retailers will boost their prices for a few weeks leading into this weekend and then drop them in time for Black Friday back to pretty much the level they were at anyway. And then they go up again and down again for the January sale. So, there's a bit of manipulation going on. I'm a bit concerned too, though, about what I call debt anxiety, which, because we're moving more towards a cashless consumer society, I think levels of personal debt are increasing and will increase. When you think about it, money's messy, cash is messy, but it has weight. You can feel it leaving your pocket. Cards don't change weight. Digital money has no substance at all. So we're going to need to start looking at the challenge of what I call digital debt in all of this as well.
Well, the figures announced this week suggest you may be onto something, because debt has increased, and most people normally borrow money after Christmas to cope with the splurge they've had. What's happening in Britain today is that people are borrowing money just to tide them through to Christmas. So we are just storing up greater problems going forward. Mal, can I ask you that? A social futurist, what is it you actually do?
Well, futurism generally is concerned with changes in things like technology. A social futurist is more concerned with how impacts, shifts in technology, in ethics, in social values, and much more affect social organisations. So it might be retail outlets, it might be businesses, it might be political parties, it might be entire societies and communities. So that's my focus.
And how will our social future be shaping up? Is there anything on the horizon we should be aware of? I mean, climate change is one of them. We are slowly adapting to the world around us.
Yes, we are. I mean, we need to do a lot more. I was saying to a group of university students in Amsterdam just the other day that when we talk about the environment, though, if we're going to engage the culture, you can't engage a culture to bring change if you've already declared that culture your natural enemy. So we need to be also talking about some of the good things that are being done in terms of environmental change. In countries like Germany today, we have entire series of villages, up to 1,000 co-ops in villages that are dairy farms with solar and wind power and biogas built in, and they're selling back power to the national grid. So that kind of thing, small but important steps forward. So I think we need to talk about some of the positives too.
And can you see that happening here in Britain? The way the Germans have been developing their sort of renewable energy. I mean, we're doing our bit, but can we get to sort of German-like levels? Because they really do seem to be out in front here.
Yeah, well, I think we can take some heart from it and encouragement from it. But look, one thing that is happening in Britain is right up north off the coast of Aberdeen, where Statoil, which is Norway's biggest traditional oil producer, has now gone into building mobile offshore wind farms so that they can tow these turbines out to any point in the ocean, wherever the wind yield is greatest, and just use that to produce more power than we normally get from static wind turbines. So that's a Norway/British co-production, if you like, and it's doing a great job.
Mal, nice talking to you. Mal Fletcher, who's a social futurist. Thank you, sir.